Every realist ideology liked Christmas a lot, but Grej, who existed on a plane intangible to man, did not. Grej hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Well, really, it was more his distaste for reason. It marked on calendars a passage of time, and time is realist, and that's a thought crime. But more than anything, and he'd gladly admit, the movie reruns were boring as shit. So he sat in his chair and stared at the TV, and flipped through the channels and coped and seethed. He had no face to frown, but had the intention. Instead, he peeked into the realist dimension. He knew those damn realists in their place beneath would be busy hanging a mistletoe wreath. "They're hanging their stockings," he snarled without sneer. "Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here." He slumped in his chair, fingers nervously drumming. I must find a way to keep Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the channels would air some Hallmark bullshit too saccharine to bear, and the realists would all gather and cease. No more fighting, a brief declaration of peace. And there'd be peace, which Grej couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he fully resented. The realists would gather, extremist and centrist. They'd join their hands, Christmas bells ringing. Those damn realists, they'd start fucking singing. And the more Grej thought about that gay-ass shit, the more he thought, I must put a stop to it. I've put up with this for centuries now. I've got to stop Christmas from coming. But how? Then Grej got an idea. An awful idea. Grej got a wonderful, awful idea. "I've got it," he said, all logic outclassed. "I'll just change things so that time cannot pass." And he was certainly capable, being the anti-realist, so he restructured the universe with a flick of his wrist. Time was an illusion, if you asked him, and he ended the whole thing on such a whim. Then, he thought, for his boredom needed a cure, he might as well change basic atomic structure. Protons and neutrons ceased to exist, and replaced with grozitrons for the giggles and shits. And while I'm at it, Grej cheerfully thought, I'll get rid of gravity. What the hell, why not? So he watched the universe explode for fun, watched it all go, the moon, the sun, and yeah, it was funny for the first minute or 4, except minutes weren't even real anymore. Then Grej realized, with growing dread, there was nothing to torment. Everything was dead. And here's where the author, who should honestly be fired, steals sci-fi concepts from better writers because he's tired. The idea of needing someone to exact torture upon was done quite a bit better by Harlan Ellison. Grej shrugged lightheartedly, since he'd been wrong before, and with a snap of his fingers, the universe was restored. Time still passed, grozitrons were no more, and Grej sulked until he heard a knock on his door. There they were, the anti-realists, Ingsoc, egoist, and Darwinist. In each of their hands was a hastily wrapped gift, and despite himself, Grej felt his spirit lift. Maybe, Grej thought, Christmas isn't just shitty reruns. Maybe Christmas is friends, family, and fun. That Christmas Eve, they partied hard, so they say, as indicated by the multiple arrests made that day. But Grej had fun, and so did his friends. And that, dear viewer, is where the story ends.